Welcome.
You are watching Line Screw 1. Well, hello tubers, hope you're doing well wherever you are in this crazy YouTube universe. Today I couldn't resist this topic because it's been festering for years, and I know many of you are thinking the exact same thing and wondering and noticing. And you know, it is social media, social, whatever the hell that means. But Nomadic Fanatic, wow, he is sure getting his due in terms of satire and parody. There are so many channels now, some growing even, that are really making fun of, well, I guess it's that smoking elephant in the corner. Because all these years, you know, Nomadic Fanatic's been playing all sorts of games and playing games with his audience, and you know, trying to avoid people talking about his history and his background and things like that. And now it's gotten to the point where so many people are making fun of him. Let's name some of the players. Blind Screws, as I joke, as we call it, Blindviews, of course, always holding his feet to the fire, as he should, because Nomadic Fanatic is, yeah, he's somebody that needs to be held accountable because he's always playing games, and he's not really one of those on the level kind of channels. He's not a macrame channel that was done by some 70-year-old lady. He puts himself out there, and he kind of deserves it, so to speak. And then the latest that is really taking off that I find absolutely, c'est magnifique, as they would say in French Polynesia and Tahiti. Très bien, monsieur. Nomadic Fanatic #1 fan. If you have not checked that out, oh boy, it is exquisite what Nomadic Fanatic #1 fan is doing, making fun of all elements of Nomadic Fanatic. Hello, dearies. It's a very creative take on his nonsense, and well, he deserves it, absolutely. And of course, I got to do an honorable mention to Squirrel Bait Parodies. You know, he's doing God's work sometimes here with Nomadic Fanatic. And I think the reason that he's being picked on is because he's just not addressing his past. If he would have got ahead of all the scandal from the, let's just call it the Washington State Department of Corrections, there wouldn't be any scandal. Yeah. And if he didn't fake things for views, it's ridiculous. Now, some of his followers will wind up on my channel, as they always do. Well, yay, Line Screw, you're doing this video to make money. Yeah, right. This YouTube channel probably represents 3% of my total global income. I can totally live without it. And in fact, the fact that I live on only a fraction of my total income, that allows me to travel and do whatever the hell I want, because I actually did the right thing that Nomadic Fanatic should be doing. And I'm going to give Nomadic Fanatic some sage advice, because I'm nearly a complete generation ahead of him. And as my long-term followers, I did meet Nomadic Fanatic many, many years ago, but we've since discovered all of those skeletons in the closet about him, especially his legal history in Washington State. And what he needs to do is start really saving that money, investing it, and putting it aside, because he's got no pension from YouTube. And it's going to turn out ugly. He needs to get a job. That's what I say to all these people that I discuss on YouTube, the grifters and the people that play everybody like a fiddle to try to make a living on YouTube. Well, it's not sustainable. What is sustainable is getting a job and working on a pension. I did it. If I can do it, I'm Johnny Nobody. If I can do it, he can do it. And being that I am, like I said, nearly a generation older than him, I've got the older generation sensibilities that I'd like to bestow upon Eric. And perhaps he, if he could shrink the ego just a little bit, he could probably do all right. And as for his legal background, rather than him spending stupid money on Bud Light, which is woke and stupid, and big hats, and spending money on scandalous women, I am aware of his latest girlfriend. Like, that's going to really work out. You put your comments down below. It never works out with him. He's already dated several Canadians that didn't work out, and he's left them high and dry and in a bad place. So I don't know. He needs to put his big boy pants on, because you know, when we were children, we did as children do, and when we become adults and become men, we put those childish things away. That's what he needs to do, but he's having a hard time putting the childish things away as he's aging, because he's now creeping into middle age. If he hasn't, what's he, 43 now? So yeah, he's on the cusp of middle age, and it never works out well for these type of people unless they get their heads screwed on right. You gotta remember, I used to work in law enforcement. I worked for many agencies, Sheriff's Department, Corrections, Coroner Service. The few people that I ever see that get out of that system that make anything of their lives, they get a JOB. And they hunker down and they live a lawful existence, and they don't bother their neighbors, and they just get on with their life. Hey, now I know there are other convicted felons here in British Columbia that are fairly popular that cannot cross the border, and they don't like to talk about it. You can try to figure out who those people are, but it's kind of sad that some of these people, the thing that they do share in common is that they're perpetually 14. They're like, if you gave a 14-year-old a credit card and a car, that's how they'd behave if you gave them a camera to document it now, because their brain has not matured. But there's always hope as long as you're breathing, Eric. All you gotta do is get a JOB. Keep cranking out those videos on the weekend. Nobody needs to know that you got a JOB other than yourself. Start investing some of that money. Because, you know, once you pay all that taxes, you know, state taxes, federal taxes, and Social Security, you ain't got a lot left. And, you know, being broke and poor, that's a bit romantic when you're young. It's tragic when you're older. So, hey, wouldn't want to see you be eating dog food when you're 65 there, Eric, but it's time for you to grow up and put your big boy pants on, start cranking out regular videos with no drama. Get ahead of all your scandals. And here's the thing. Why not spend some of that YouTube money on an attorney, and why not get your record expunged by a pardon from the governor of Washington State? That'd be a really smart investment, so you could probably get a good JOB and pass the background check. Just thinking. That's what smart people would do. But your results may vary, Eric, so I don't know. But you know, I don't really do these Eric videos often. I don't talk about him often because he doesn't deserve much of my attention. I think the last time I mentioned him, I was in the Mediterranean. I did a video on my balcony in Gibraltar. Yeah, just off the coast of Spain a few months ago. So yeah, don't look for Nomadic Fanatic videos every damn week on my channel, because I really could care less. But I figured I would address it because it is hilarious when I see so many of these videos coming up in my feed that are roasting him. Like I mentioned, Nomadic Fanatic #1 fan. It is hilarious. You got to go to his channel and check it out. It's just, oh, it's priceless. And Eric is stewing when that happens. It drives him bonkers. And I guess there's a little bit of satisfaction in knowing that and seeing that. So, but you know, free speech is a very important thing, and you know, many people died for the right for us to have free speech. And Eric, if you don't like free speech, well, time to move to North Korea. That's all I can say. That's what I always say to all the liberals that come on my channel that don't like free speech. Or they like their liberal free speech, but they don't like regular free speech, if you catch my drift. So that's always a peculiarity that I see online. But I think it's time for him to grow up and become a man, and quit doing all the silly childish things and get ahead of all the scandal. Just put it aside, get ahead of it, and stop doing it, and your life's gonna fall in place, Eric. That's what happens to people who make mistakes and decide to put it behind themselves. They start making only good decisions, and they only do honest things, and they become pillars of the community over time. And of course, these things take time because nobody believes in you when you got a criminal record, obviously, because that's why they have things like credit history and criminal records. It's all about judgment. People say don't judge. I say no, judge everything. That's what you should do. It's the reason why we keep credit history and criminal records, and so that we know if you have been a miscreant, we know who you are, and we know not to trust you. And speaking of his bad credit, how does a dude who claims to make $90,000 a year have stinko credit at the age of 43? How does this happen? It only happens through irresponsible choices. I really don't know anybody at the age of 43 that would have bad credit unless they made bad choices or they didn't pay their bills. There's only two ways to get El Stinko credit. You put your comments down below on why you think Nomadic Fanatic has El Stinko credit, and he's admitted this himself. So, anywho, I've rambled enough about that miscreant. So you put your comments down below on what you think and what is the future going to hold for Eric and Nomadic Fanatic. I don't think it's going to be good. He's not going to become some Casey Neistat, that's for sure. You know, the RV channels have all peaked in popularity, and you know, look at Carolyn's RV life. She's struggling in poverty because she just won't take my advice. Because it's from me. It's a man who makes sense and does sensible conservative things, and God forbid if she took conservative advice, it would be like an insult. Oh my goodness. Because you know, right is right and wrong is wrong. And we all know what a woman is. But hey, I'm old school. Sue me, I'm old school. Anyway, just enjoying my life, and as I promised, I'm going to try to crank out more videos while I can. So in the meantime, folks, stay safe, keep your wheels on the ground. I'll talk to you soon. Over and out.
I got you.